Tanam, hello. Is anybody here? I heard there were two people on the line. Who might be here?
Satnam, this is Guru Ravi.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
How are you? Good. Trying
What's
to get
happening?
my mute button off. Lots of good stuff.
Ooh, like what? Anything you can say?
Well, I just feel very peaceful and calm, and like everything's right, and just a good, calm, peaceful feeling, I would say.
God bless you, dear. You've put in a lot of attention, haven't you, into that? It doesn't just come wiggling by.
No, that's true.
It takes a lot of attention to keep putting yourself in there.
Yeah, and how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great.
It's another beautiful day in Espanola.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Well, glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
And now, who else is here?
Paula is here. And
Paula?
Paula and Tomas.
Oh, good. Welcome. Is Rahmani okay?
I think she'll be here in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Good.
She'll be joining us in a few minutes.
Great. Well, thank you. Good to have you. And who else is here?
Be here.
Guru Simran.
Guru Simran, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, yay. Good. And who else is here?
Food and beer.
Food and beer. How are you, dear?
Food and beer.
Food and beer.
Very good, thank you.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad. Welcome. And who else is here? Maybe somebody else should announce themselves. Otherwise, I'm going to threaten you with me singing a song. That's a big threat.
Satnam Harinder.
Good for you, Harinder. I'm glad. Nobody can
I don't
take
want to threat, so I answered right away.
Good for you. How are you doing?
Good, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Oh, good. And who else is here?
Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. How are you?
Today. Thank you.
Good. I've been seeing your picture on our Facebook page with your husband, right?
Yes.
Oh, how sweet.
Mm-hmm.
How sweet.
Yeah.
How long has it been now
Since
that he left?
Since they've been married?
No, since he left Earth.
Wait a minute. You might have the wrong
no. So that's not your husband that left. Must have been another one.
Yep. I do
okay, so he's good and healthy, huh?
He's good and healthy.
Oh, thank God. Okay, sorry I got it wrong. I'm so glad to be corrected.
Okay.
You look like a very beautiful couple. And don't worry about my misspeaks, okay?
Oh, not at all. It was,
okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. And who else is here? Anybody?
Aloha.
Okay. Who?
Aloha.
Everybody knows this is Param Dion, our Aloha girl.
Aloha girl.
You are doing good?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Oh, wow. I am so happy to hear that.
I know you are. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And who else is here? Angels and saints, that's who's here. Everybody listen to the angels and the saints. They're very subtle. Okay. So, here we go. We're going to begin. Please begin long, deep breathing. Begin long, deep breathing. And relax in your third eye. Relax, because you are going to go to the infinity that is actually you. Keep up the breath, relaxing into the third eye, tuning into the golden chain of teachers who brought this wisdom to us. And inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo.
Jagarename, Satkarename, Siri Gurudevaname, Adkarename, Chagarename, Satkarename, Siri Gurudevaname, Adkarename, Chagarename, Satkarename, Siri Gurudevaname. Long deep breath. From the belly, through the nose, slow and deep. Good. And now add to this heart breath. That is long, deep breathing like you're doing. And then just on the exhale, feel as though the air is going out of your heart center. Good. Just feel that opening your heart. Allowing kindness from you, to you, with all. And now please send this beautiful healing breath, because that's what it is, a healing breath. Please send it to everybody who is on this call now or who will ever listen to the recording. Everyone, please join in to create this beautiful cloud, fireball of healing energy. Good. And now, both giving and receiving that energy, yourself. And now please send this beautiful energy to your own intention and to also an intention, a friend of ours, member of the tribe, who has a court case today. Please send your heart breath to her. And also include the Middle East. Now, I know that's a pretty big space, but please send your heart breath to the Middle East. Good. And now inhale and exhale. Baba Siri Chand is kind of rubbing his hands in glee. He says, yes, I am. I said, okay, sir, what's up? He says, I have been looking forward. Sounds ominous, but I'm going to repeat. He says, I have been looking forward to getting to a point where I can grab your heart, take it out, do a massage on it, do a total cleaning, and then return it to you, all glistening. So, sir, is that today? He says, yes, that is today. And he says, we will continue it. He says, he's calling this a series. He says, okay, now it's very important that you relax. Very important that you relax and that you keep up heart breath as we do this. He says, you know how he calls it the tales of hurt heart have abounded in you over centuries. And whenever he says that, it means like over lifetimes. He says, you know how it's been. He says, you know how it's been and you know how it has hurt you. And he says, many of you drag around those hurts like a dead body on a string. He wants me to repeat that. He says, many of you drag around those dead bodies of hurt on a string. He says, do you like that? Are they pretty smelly by now? Keep up your heart breath. He says, bring them all forward and put them on this to identify this dead body. In other words, the hurt is over. It doesn't need to be brought to life every time it's triggered. He says that would be like your monster. What was that monster's name? The one who was brought to life by a bolt of electricity. He says that bolt is a trigger. Oh, Dr. Frankenstein's monster. Keep up the breath. He says, and allow that which unnerves you, that which puts you into cardiac arrest, that which ties you up and throws you in the river. He says, obviously that dead body is you. He says, let it all come forward. Let it come forward and identify that dead body that you carry around on a string. says, do you have compassion for it, or do you want to run away from it? Keep up the breath. He says, in some cases, your hurt could be so great that you have not a clue on how to get your arms around it. Or in other cases, it may be so small that you didn't know that it was there. It could be like a little BB that pricks you. Keep up the breath, heart breath. He says, just let it all just reside. He says, let it reside in this carrion wasteland. That's what he calls it. Keep up. He says the hurt consciousness will continue to carry you under. Whether you feel like you have an unfinished business, unfinished mission, whether you feel that you have lost hope, if it only arises, if it only services every once in a while, whatever it is, or if it's all pervading, if it is even your foundation for your life. He says, let it all come out, let all the waste come out and lie there. He says, don't get afraid. He says, it's not Halloween. Don't get afraid. Just let it lie there. He says, with sympathy, but not being afraid. Not being afraid. Continue heart breath. You have such kindness embedded in you. Such kindness. He says, also allow the kindness to come forward. Allow the kindness to come forward. For instance, if you were on the battlefield and you were one who was going around and giving comfort to all of the wounded, no matter what you saw, he says, let that kindness come out of you as well. This is a true aspect of yourself. A true aspect that is all too often overlooked. Allow that true kindness to minister to that dead body of hurt. To take care of it, to not be disgusted by it, not to be mad at it, not to be horrified. But just to begin to forgive it or give it for doing itself in. And let the kindness of you minister to this dead body of hurt by washing it carefully. Washing it carefully, giving it kindness. Washing the wounds, anointing it, washing it, giving it kindness and heart breath, love, light. Love and light. Remember, your kindness is ministering to this dead body of hurts. You can pray over it. You can send healing energy to it. Allow light, pure and perfect light, to totally infuse that body of hurts. Nothing is left out. Their dark and bloody clothing, he says, allow the kindness to change that into beautiful robes. Good. Allow the cleansing to continue on all sides. And continue to infuse this with brilliant light. Brilliant light. He says you are not to judge this hurt, you are simply to minister to it. Minister to it. So that it may truly give up the ghost, so to speak. In other words, send its spirit to this impeccable light. Send the spirit to this impeccable light. He says you have truly chosen this pathway. You have truly chosen the pathway. And now you are allowing this deep, deep consciousness of kindness, not of fear, not of worry, but total, absolutely neutral access to the infinity kindness to minister to this body of hurts. Keep up the breath. See what's happening. Feel what's happening. Feel the preciousness of it. And allow kindness to be so grateful for the opportunity to serve. So grateful for the opportunity to serve. When you look out across the field, oh my goodness, there are so many bodies of hurt belonging to what appears to be other people. Kindness is never wanting for opportunity to express itself. Kindness is never wanting for any opportunity to express itself. That's it. Do the breath, do the heart breath, and expand. Allow extraordinary flow of light to move from your heart through that whole field. He says, this is the redeeming light. Never overlook it. He says, this is where gallantry resides. This is the source of kindness, the blessing of who you are. He says, do you see how it is a healing blessing? Keep up the breath. He says, allow your hurt, your body of hurts, allow it to be totally infused with this life, with this light. Be totally infused. He says, and don't hang on to a bit of it. He says, you have cleaned it, you have anointed it, you have deeply, deeply forgiven it for having held on. It is deeply infused with a light. He says, and now let it ascend.
let it ascend to the pure light, to the God's graciousness. Let it ascend. So that it may, I don't have the right words, but so that it may expand, so that the light modules may expand so that the old form is no longer present, but all of the particles from the old form have expanded so that they seek the perfect union. He says it is a law of mutual attraction. He says once the hurt has been cleaned, anointed, and fully bred with light, and you have allowed the expansion, the great expansion, he said, then these molecules of light are free. Let them be free. As pure light, happy, dancing light. Every bit of that old form, even from the dark underbelly, allow the light, allow the ascension into the pure, rarefied field so that it may explode into the beautiful light modules. Allow them now. Now they all have a consciousness, a free consciousness. Free, no longer dragged down into the old dark form, but all has been freed and all is light now. Allow those light molecules to reassemble in the most natural way, according to the light, according to the plan, according to the format of the light. Like happy friends, creating new patterns, new awareness, new openings, new channels to the source. Allow it to happen. Have fun. You may hear some giggling while it goes on. Some music, some dancing. There is such a preciousness, a freedom of heart. Such a freedom of heart. Of purity, of blessing. And as they come back together, as they reunite in their own beautiful colony, feel how they assemble. Feel how they assemble. It is the rarefied, cleansed, light-filled information that was originally collected as hertz. It is now transformed to incredible knowledge of light within that same arena, within that same category. So in this transformation, you have moved from being the victim to becoming the healer. Keep up the breath. To allowing yourself to rearrange. He calls it this Marconi set. You remember those old crystal sets that kids used to play with? That would receive radio waves in such a simple way? He says, my dear ones, this has changed. All this has become your own crystal set to receive the wisdom. to receive the wisdom, to receive the blessing. Let it settle into your whole being now. The whole being is also expanded in order to accommodate this. It's no longer clutching. It's not having places to trip you up. Feel the total blessing, the wonder in the operation of it. He says, and now, sweet ones, he says, tune in on your Marconi set. He says, and listen to the wisdom now. Listen to the wisdom that is coming from you, coming to you, through you. Listen. What is that wisdom? That very special wisdom. And when you have it, please write it down. He says this may be a new experience for many of you, and for others it may be the way you live your life. He says, wouldn't it be, so much fun to be able to transform all of that darkness, deadness, ascend it to the light. No, first anoint it, care for it, send it to the light, let it expand, and then allow the reassemblage, the reunion to bring you wisdom. Are you still writing down that wisdom that is coming to you, that is you, that you are a channel to? Let it keep coming. He's asking us to write it down so that we don't forget it. He says, because oftentimes when you're in a very high place and you feel, hear, or see, you know you have it entirely, but then afterwards we have a tendency to forget, like forgetting a dream when you wake up. So please write it. And feel that great wisdom in your whole body, in your mind, in every bit of your being. Really, he says, exalt that preciousness. Exalt that preciousness. If you ever wanted to hear angels sing, if you ever wanted to experience the unstruck melody, he says, my dear ones, this is it. This is it. It is you. It is your kindness, your self-kindness that redeems you. It is your light, your ever-expanding light, that transforms you. And it is your preciousness that accepts you. Keep up the breath. Feel it, see the colors of it. Love it. Use your heart breath to love your wisdom, love the light, love the totality of you, every bit of you, every bit of you. He says, now you know how to not be encumbered by the darkness that seems to appear, that seems to masquerade as your reality. Now you know what to do with it.
Now you know. Please don't take it so personally, but love it. Anoint it. Let it ascend. Let it expand, explode in the light. And then accept it. Accept the wisdom, the reformed patterns of wisdom and healing ability that is now yours. And now he says, please let that exude from your heart, exude from your whole body, from your eyes, from your brain, from your subtle awareness. This is the actuality of you. He says, oh, you sweet ones, do you see who you are? Do you see and feel who you are when you allow yourself to go through this transformation? He says, as Yogi Bhajan always said, you take a lump of coal, you put it under a great deal of pressure, great deal of heat for a very long time, so it may become a diamond. He says, this is your own personal diamond process. Do you see? Feel the total gratitude for your own personal diamond processing. You have the secret now. You have the secret formula. And it's only secret because people forget to engage in it. He says, now you can shout hallelujah, Waheguru, and move forward. He says, and catch every lump of coal in the same way. He says, are you ready for that kind of joy? Are you ready for that kind of love, that opening, that wisdom? Oh my God. Are you ready to move forward barefoot in deep, deep humility to this process? Are you ready to do that? He says, as you are, then all is yours. You are all. And you just relax and let it be. Relax and let it be. Keep up. Okay. Keep up your heart breath. Fully feel. Fully feel. And be grateful. Oh my God. Such an important aspect. Being grateful maintains your humility, your expansion, and continues to imprint this process within your whole being. Attitude of gratitude continues your humility, your acceptance, and imprints the process. Good. Now inhale and exhale. And breathe. He says, oh, my sweet ones, you did such a wonderful job of anointing your own selves. He says, do you see? We pulled your heart out, we massaged it, and we put it back. Okay. He says, now, please, dear ones, it is imperative that you share your wisdom with us. He says, please do that. He said, who will be the first warrior to stand forward with her wisdom?
Aloha, girl. Panam Dion. Are you with us, dear? Panam Dion, are you with us? Okay, he says, who else can contribute?
This is Puddin'
Oh, Puddin' Beer. Yes, dear. Welcome.
Hi. I got a very specific message that I wrote down, so I'll read. Space and time coexist outside the boundaries of mind. Comprehension of reality exists within the realm of possibilities now. Access this field daily and create a sense of wonder rather than apprehension when traveling in this vibration. Adventure out of critical thought and recreate the atmosphere of grace with every breath.
Oh, my God. Would you read that again?
Okay.
And read it a little slower.
Oh.
There was so much in that.
Okay.
Don't want to miss it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Space and time coexist outside the boundaries of mind. Comprehension of reality exists within the realm of possibilities now. Access this field daily and create a sense of wonder rather than apprehension when traveling in this vibration. Adventure out of critical thought and recreate the atmosphere of grace with every breath.
Oh, my goodness. That's just extraordinary. There's no way I can even comment on it. It's absolute truth.
Yeah, from Baba Ji, thank you.
Yeah. How is that affecting you? What, in other words, what do you know with that? How would your life change with that?
Oh, it would shift everything, and it's what I really would hope to, how I would hope to live.
How about how I live now?
How I live now.
Yeah. Amazing. Does everybody hear the difference in her voice from when she first came on and introduced herself to now? Her voice is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's your true voice.
Yeah, heart cleaning helped.
That's it. God bless you, dear. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
It's just wonderful. And are you a member of our Facebook group?
I am now.
Oh, good. Well, if you could, would you please write that out?
I will.
Give a little intro about where it came from, but please write it, if you would.
Okay.
Good. Thank you so much. Okay, who else can share? And please don't judge. Who is this?
Suzanne.
Yes, Suzanne.
Okay. I wrote, as I am open to channeling, the openness brings me a creative energy. It is healing energy through beauty, form, color, and shape. The channel helps me with perfunctory energy so I can move more clearly, intentionally, and spontaneously. This brings me joy, and that joy spreads to all.
Oh, my God.
I removes blocks. That's what I interpreted.
Say it again? What about the blocks?
When I reread what I wrote, I can feel that it removes blocks to creative energy and allowing the information to come through. And knowing that that's not just for me. It's very intentionally not for me, just for me. It's for everybody. And that's pretty humbling right there. I felt really humbled by it.
Oh, do you feel uplifted and humbled? Grateful?
Grateful is a better one. I'm grateful that I have a backup that I think the perfunctory is the one that got me. The common everyday work that I have to do is necessary. And the clearer I can be and the simpler I can be with it, it just removes any blocks to the information. And that there's integrity to that, and that I have to believe it. I have to believe it's very important.
Right. You got it from your most expanded, most extraordinary self, you know.
Yeah.
Good. So, are you an artist?
Yes, I am.
Ah.
And
art is an expression from your soul, right?
Yeah. And sometimes you can get very lost in what you deem important, or not have the answers. Well, maybe if I would just be quiet, the inspiration would just come. And then the importance of it, that's the next thing. I think for me it's important to know that it is important to bring the information. It's beyond labeling an artist. That just happens to be how I hear it.
It's beyond what?
It's not, okay, let's say I channel the information. I happen to hear it through maybe colors and forms and shapes. And it's not about me. I just have to be open enough to interpret whatever is necessary to come through. It has to come through in an artistic way with me.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I think so. It's about removing myself and allowing it to be able to come through.
And that is the absolute truth. It truly is. Because as an artist, if you try to do it from the ego, it doesn't quite work. It's too limited, isn't it?
I think so. It's flat, and I can see it.
But when it comes straight from that source, what comes out, you get to witness, you get to play with what comes out, and that is for you. And then the finished product, then it can radiate that same energy to others. Is that true?
Yes, that's exactly it. And then I have the part of me believing that, oh my gosh, really? Yeah, really.
I got to participate in this?
Exactly. It's very humbling there, yes.
And then also very fun, huh?
Yeah, and that's another part. Wow, it is. Right, and then be ready for it. Being ready for it is the perfunctory. It's very important. Have your space ready. Have your heart open. And realize that it's important work for, God knows, only God knows whatever reason that is. Yeah.
Right. You were a cog in the whole process, but boy, is it fun.
Yeah.
How fabulous. Well, I love that, dear. Will you put that on our site as well, on our Facebook?
Absolutely. Yes, I will.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. And who else can share? Oh, somebody else can share. And please don't judge. Oh, mine is not as high as theirs, blah, blah, blah. That's not true. We need everybody. Huh?
Hello, this is Kathy Houston calling in from Juneau, Alaska. And I just want to say thank you. That it's been a very long time since I've been with you and listened, and this was just exactly what I needed. That,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what it was, how it was exactly what you needed?
Yes. Well, I do a healing work, and I'm a teacher, and do a lot. And sometimes I feel this bitterness and this, like, force within myself. And this was so nice to bring to mind those people that, the same people we get angry at are often the same people we love.
True.
And so as I was doing this meditation, all these people just kept coming forward that were people that I dually loved, but dually were the sources of pain and frustration, and to cleanse them and to release them. And then my own self kept coming to me at different ages. And then there was this, like, my essence, pure self, my soul cleansing, and even putting water over the forehead, almost like like this really, and then releasing. And I could, at some point, my body would even almost contract, like it was beyond my effort to release these, but it was something that God was facilitating. And that's something that I really is so wonderful, and I must say in that flow that it's easy to get into ego in roles as teaching and healing work, and that really it doesn't come from force or needing to fix, but it comes from God's grace. And thank you. It just really was something I needed. And I understand that humility part of it, as mentioned by our previous speaker, but it's not a shaming humility. It's a surrender so that God can work through us kind of humility.
That's exactly right.
It just felt really cleansing. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to go through this process, because we are but mere humans, even though we have God's grace, and it's good to sit and to be in it and to be conscious of it. And, thank you, Baba Siri Chand, and you, Gaia, as well, just thank you. So, and
thank you, dear. Thank you for bringing your part.
Sure, and I live in a harbor, and I just glanced at the tide book to see when high tide was, so I could take some things to the car and I noticed we have 2 high tides today, and they're both at 7-Eleven.
Isn't that funny?
That's a very sacred number, and when I'm looking at this book, I never see them at exactly the same time. The high tide was at 7-Eleven this morning, and we'll have a high tide at 7:11 p.m. And when those numbers seem very powerful, 7-Eleven. So it just seems very well. I just wanted to share that as well. I thought that was interesting.
That's so fun. Yeah, we have synchronicity feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, dear. And yes, anybody who is an artist or a teacher or a healer or anything you do, you be grateful, because you are an instrument. You are an instrument of what you call God's grace, or this expansive light. You get to witness it, participate in it as a container, as the hose, so to speak. But we are not. But we don't take credit as a source, because then we block out the source. But the more we are grateful to it, open to it, have fun with it, enjoy it, are humbled by it, the greater the flow can be. The flow through yourself and for others to receive it. Nothing more precious. Okay, thank you so much, dear.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, who else can share? Oh, by the way, everybody, could you please come to our Facebook page and enter what the wisdom that you have gained today? It will be so fun. It will be a festive wisdom. And if you don't know, if you have never joined our Facebook page, you go to facebook.com/groups, GROUPS/Soul Answer. And it is what they call a closed group, which means a private group. And so you just apply to be on there, and Kehar let you be a member, and then you can share. Okay, it's a very cozy group. It's a very cozy group. So we're really looking forward to everybody sharing. Now, who else can share now?
Siri Gian, I can share.
Oh, Guru Ravi. Yes, dear.
It was just such an incredible experience of the heart, and my heart just became so expansive, and it was like I was pressed back physically into the chair that I was sitting in, because my heart just was getting so big and light. And then it began to spread to the rest of my body, and I had the experience that we are mostly empty space.
Oh, wow.
And then in that emptiness, this, even at a cellular level, I began to see mitochondria, Golgi bodies, like even the cells became very, very expansive. And then everything began dropping away. Anything that didn't belong, hurts, anger, I can't even think of anything else, but just whatever.
Well, that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, whatever did not belong, and it dropped away, and then it began floating away.
Wow.
And it was just such a total experience of space and lightness.
And reality? Was that reality?
It's definitely reality, yes.
Like
and
pure
I heard
reality. Go ahead.
I heard be in the radiance.
Wow.
And then I heard after that, be the radiance.
Wow. Did you find that you are the radiance?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, how delicious.
It's incredible.
And of course, that's something that the rest of us have known all along about you.
Right. Oh, about me. I was going to say everyone else.
Yeah.
Also
well, everyone.
Radiance. Yes, we are all the radiance.
How beautiful.
It was beautiful. I still feel that expansiveness, even though I feel more here than I did moments ago. But I'm still pressed back against the chair, and my heart just still feels so huge. My head feels huge. Everything just feels so open and very, very expanded.
So how can you revisit this experience? How can you incorporate it in this everyday life? You just listen now. Just listen.
I'm just hearing Yogi Bhajan say, keep up.
Keep up. Keep up with what, sir?
Keep up with the work.
So it's continual. And Guru Ravi, what would you call the work?
The work I would call healing.
So that is that self-healing? Is that aiding others' self-healing? What is it?
Yeah, I think healing in all aspects. Before the call, I was working on a panchakarma, and a lot of that was coming to me. You know what that person was in need of, in the treatments. And as I prepare that, and when I work in that way, I do feel an expansiveness. I do feel total help. I know it's not me. I'm able to get out of my own way, and I feel that help coming in from all areas. It's a different way of preparing things now. It's not like I don't write things down and I don't have something to show the person that I'm working on, this is what I'm doing, but it changes as I begin the work, and I don't remember what I've written down per se, and I'm led through that radiance and through all of the help that's there for all of us to implement whatever needs to be done in that moment. And I believe staying in this state, I think that's what Yogi Ji is telling me, to stay in this state of being, so all of that can come through me as that implement for healing to take place wherever I am, wherever any of us are that are conscious of the healing that's flowing through us, that it's almost like dropping rose petals wherever we walk.
How beautifully put. I totally agree, dear. I think that's it. And listen, everybody who shared this morning, they are getting the same message.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that incredible?
That's wonderful, yes.
Yeah, Baba G's really doing his work, huh?
Yes.
He's really doing it. Oh, thank you, dear. And please do put it on our Facebook page, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good. You, that's the way we pass it along.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you all. Okay, I would like to spend a few more hours with you all, but now we've come to the end of our hour. So now let's just bless each other. Bless each other and allow the blessing for ourselves. Good. Long, deep breathing, heart breath. And both give and receive this blessing. In this way, we certainly are all one. Inhale, please. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all world around you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Inhale. And may you feel the blessing of the grace that flows through you. Enjoy scattering the rose petals or having them fall about you. Take care, and we enjoy yourselves, and we'll talk again next week. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.